Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the United States of a Movie podcast. We're the movie podcast that makes every Monday a fun day as we get together and we talk movies, but we have a purpose here at the United States of a Movie. We are trying to find one movie to define each state in these United States. We've already done one trip around the states. We're currently on our second, and it's going to get cold this week as we are heading to the state of Minnesota. But I'll tell you this much. Holy shit, did we pick two absolute banger movies. I cannot wait to talk about that. But before we do, we have to honestly let my amazing co-hosts cleanse themselves in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. First of all, as always, in Arizona right now, Ryan Sandler, welcome back to the show, my friend.
You son of a bitch, you stole my intro. I was gonna, I think all three of us had a Minnetonka reference.
Yeah,
that's fair, but it's great to be here. These were two of a movie I absolutely love and a movie I'd never seen before, which is now maybe the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
just absolutely. Like, one of them is the horniest movie ever put on film. And then the other one is Purple Rain. We'll get to that in a minute, though. Because as always, in the middle of his very own video store in Los Angeles, California, Will Hirsch. Welcome back to the show, bud.
Thanks. I mean, I got to hurry up because I got some real brooding to do on my motorcycle in my goth Captain Crunch outfit. You know, we do in Minneapolis.
Goth Captain Crunch outfit.
Yeah, that's a good reference. Yeah, that's a good one. Look, this week, we head to Minnesota, where last year we had a champion. One of our sort of like a real favorite of ours actually was Grumpy Old Men. Yeah. You know, it was great. It was sort of had some great sort of interplay between Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, you know, and it was fun. We enjoyed it. We dug it.
Especially now that we're dangerously close to becoming grumpy old men.
I mean, we're all 1 year away
from
being
there. Yeah. Yeah.
But when we put that episode out, there was a lot of pushback from people just going, "What do you mean you didn't do Fargo? What do you mean you didn't do Purple
Every
Rain?"
conversation I have for this podcast, they're like, "Whoa, what movies did you pick for this date?" And of course, I'm like, "I don't fucking remember, dude. Like, I can't remember what I watched last week." Yeah. But when we bring up Minnesota, everyone just assumes Fargo.
Yeah.
You would think, or we talk about North Dakota because it's in Fargo, North Dakota, but it's such a Minnesota movie.
Yeah, I mean, we have one scene. It's ironic that it's called Fargo because you get the very first scene at the beginning. Says Fargo, North Dakota, and then the rest of the movie takes place in Minnesota. You know, I was excited because there's a Minnesota plate, and then there's a thing on screen that goes Fargo, North Dakota. I was like, oh shit, guys!
It wouldn't have been a greater time. It wouldn't have been a better movie if they just called it Minneapolis.
Yeah, right. So you're not wrong. This one, the Coen brothers, they're absolute classic. The Roger Deakins shot, sort of just dark, sort of noir-esque, funny, weird
very
crime
funny
caper. It's such a strange, interesting movie and strange, interesting screenplay. And it just I remember, this is actually, guys, I think the first time I've ever watched Fargo all the way through, because I tried watching it it came out in 96. I watched it as a teenager. I put it on and I was so thrown off by the weirdness and the Minnesota accents that I turned it off. And I was like, this is not hitting what I wanted. And this is me as 50.
And that coming from somebody that's weird and has a silly accent is pretty.
Wait a minute. But weirdly, because I got into watching the movie, and of course it's absolutely crushing now. Yeah. And I realized at a point, about halfway through, or even that 45 minutes in, and I realized I haven't seen past this point, and I did not know where it was going. I was fascinated by it.
I didn't see this movie until much later in my filmish career. I wasn't as keyed in to the Coen brothers. I think maybe my first Coen brothers movie was probably The Hudsucker Proxy, which I love. So I didn't appreciate them as directors when I was younger. So I didn't see Fargo until much later, but I think it might be one of my favorites of theirs. For this unique style, it's up there with No Country for Old Men. I do love Raising Arizona now that I've really seen it, but this movie in the 90s, I wouldn't have seen this movie. I was too busy watching whatever other sequel was out at the time.
You
Turtles
were,
2,
yeah,
Secret
you've been
Years.
waiting for Fargo too. Like
Yeah.
you,
Fargo's.
yes, there we go.
I haven't seen any of the TV show though. I've heard that the TV
It's
show is very good.
excellent. Yeah. The first season, especially, it's funny. I was thinking about that watching this because the first season of Fargo, which, other than some stylistic choices, has really nothing to do with the movies, but
Mhm.
it's a very good companion piece to this film.
What
Yeah,
about
I
you,
want.
Will? You seen
Uh,
Fargo? Like
I
when did you get introduced to Fargo?
Yeah, I saw this. I saw it like 20 plus years ago. Like I definitely saw this in high school, but it's one of those. I saw it so long ago. I think it was even at a party is when it was like kind of on, and like we
Mm.
were watching a bunch of movies. So this was a weird experience because it was like watching it for the first time.
Mm.
But we would come across scenes, my brain would be like, "Oh, I do recognize this, but I cannot tell you what
Yeah.
happens."
Hmm.
So this is essentially the first time I watched
I
it.
yeah, and I think I watched this pretty recently too, even before doing this podcast, like within the past year or so, just to as I've been listening to like Blank Check and other podcasts and everyone raves about this movie, I'm like, I gotta see what all the fuss is about. So I, dove into it and it is an incredible movie.
It's almost like it's almost like a prototypical excellent movie. Because I was
Yeah.
even thinking about it for this podcast. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna have to say other than like, yeah, this movie's great. Like
Right.
it's just one of those where, yeah, you just the moment you start watching it, you're like, yeah, excellent
I
movie.
know. I've got an interesting lens that we could maybe approach it through was when we did I can't remember the state it was it Minnesota? A Simple Plan.
Yeah. I think it
Remember?
was
Right.
actually. Yeah.
You know, we did Sam Raimi's A Simple Plan. And when we were watching it, we were like, it kind of gives Coen Brothers Fargo vibes.
Right.
But
Right.
I would say, even though it's very, very cool and out there, I'd say it's more of a conventional movie. Whereas
Mhm.
the Coen Brothers version Fargo isn't, it's not conventional while being conventional. It's such
Right.
a hard way to sort of like hammer, if you've never seen Fargo, it's a crime movie. It's a crime movie set in Minnesota. But there's just character moments. It's
Yeah.
so much character
Mhm.
moments that's informed by the way that the actors are approaching things and crushing it. Like William H. Macy, what like it's so much
Oh my
like
God.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
incredible. Steve Buscemi with his like, the whole scene was like complete silence from now on. No more talking. You wait. You'll know. You won't be able to do it. Like they're
Mhm.
dragging that joke out. Peter Stormare
Oh,
basically
great.
never saying a word.
Yeah.
Frances McDormand as a really, really just almost like a housewifey kind of person who's also an amazing cop. She's just got great
Yeah.
cop instincts all the
It's
time.
Right.
it's got those like folksy sensibilities. Like it really is the perfect Venn diagram of like you have this really prototypical like classic noir thriller story wrapped
Mhm.
in this like whimsical Minnesota energy.
The
So it's
Minnesota
like
nice
it's
of it
it's
all.
like it's like the peanut
Mhm.
butter and jelly thing of these two things that just work so well together. And that's why
Yeah.
like it's such a unique like film in their library.
I mean, I
Yeah.
was looking just now, like, because Coen Brothers, we've had them on the show before. We did True Grit. We've had Raising Arizona.
We did True Grit, Raising Arizona, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like they've got an incredible like 19 movies or something like that, and I'm sitting going, I've watched sort of just under half of them when I'm
Mhm.
looking at it because they've got such an interesting filmography. I've never seen Blood Simple.
Yeah, I
I've
haven't
never
seen that
seen
either.
Miller's Crossing or Barton Fink. I know the Hudsucker
Oh,
Proxy was on once, but I haven't seen it. The
Barton
Man Who
Fink's really
Wasn't
good.
There.
Yeah.
No. Intolerable Cruelty. No. The Lady Killers. No. Burn After Reading. No. Serious Man. No. Inside Llewellyn Davis. No. Hail Caesar. Ballad of Buster Scruggs. All haven't seen. But then on the other side, yeah, I've done Raising Arizona and Fargo and The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother,
Yeah.
Where Art Thou? No Country for Old Men, True Grit. I mean, they're all bangers.
Yeah, I think for me, everything post No Country for Old Men just didn't hit the same for me. And No Country for Old Men is like it's a very different feeling movie from their like previous films.
Mhm.
But God, I just watched that again recently. I'm like, that's like a perfect movie.
Hmm. It's another Deakins one, though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
That's why. So this one, so you feel cold
Oh
when
yeah,
seeing
Yeah.
Fargo.
yeah.
You really do. Like it starts off with just that sort of like, and it's got that music as well.
Hmm.
Like who did the music? Because that was like a Carter Burwell. I don't
Hmm.
know how else to put it, but again, it's got this vibe. There's no movie like Fargo.
It's like
Like
this
kind of Will.
orchestral thing.
Yeah,
Like it's just so good. Yeah.
it's such a hard sort of movie to talk about. But like much like Will says, apart from saying, well, that movie rules.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue I was coming across. Like there's scenes that I love. Like my favorite scene of the whole movie are two guys who are not main characters at all. Just the two really Minnesota guys. One's a cop, the other is like a bar owner who like just happened to see Steve Buscemi, and he's like, "Oh, I saw the guy. He's weird looking guy," and he's just
Hmm.
telling the story. He's like, and he calls me a jerk, only he don't say jerk.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite scene.
The
And
guy's
you're
like
just
shoveling snow outside of his bar, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's full of so much
Or when
character.
Frances
It's so
McDormand's
funny.
interviewing the two prostitutes, like,
Yeah.
Yes.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just everything
Yeah.
about it. It's like it really is. It's got this like cartoon laden energy. Like had I seen this in the 90s, I don't think I would have appreciated it in the same level that I
Well,
do
like I
now.
said, I didn't
Yeah.
get it. I
Yeah.
watched it in the 90s, as a 16, 17-year-old. I didn't get it. I didn't get what it was doing. I didn't understand that whole scene I was getting annoyed by the whole, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I go, why are they doing this? This is
Mhm.
so fucking annoying. And like, it just went completely over my head.
Now
And
you know how we feel when you talk.
but then you're watching it now, and like that scene is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's kind of funny looking,
It's a
just
credit to
kind of
them.
weird
Like
looking.
their movies are just so damn rewatchable, which is a difficult thing to achieve as like a director. Like usually a lot
Yeah.
of the movies we talk about on this podcast are like we watch it once specifically for this. I'm like I'm fine with never watching this again. Like I've experienced it. I'm good.
Mm.
Whereas I will go back and watch Fargo, Lebowski, Raising Arizona. Like I love these movies.
This
Yeah.
one, like, I think it was almost like it was actually a bit dark for me as well. I think where I stopped watching is where you've had the really, the traffic stop that then becomes Stormare
Yeah.
taking out the guy, but then chasing down the other people and killing them, and the violent, like, sociopathic way that he approaches that. I remember at that point I go, no, this movie's not for me, and
Yeah.
I never saw anything past there. And it's like it's really interesting about the things that they don't, like I said, there's so much character and backstory to the characters that never really gets addressed, but it really informs who they are
Yeah.
and the way they approach it. Like just the random sort of not random at all, but the fact that Frances McDormand's character goes into sort of the city because an old school friend of hers has reached out, someone that
Mhm.
she used to kind of like have a thing with, and he definitely used to have a thing too, and that
And
kind
still
of, and
does.
even the
Yeah.
way like
Yeah.
the husband goes, oh really, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just this kind of undercurrent of like, was she going to go, and was she looking to cheat, was she just trying to see what was going on? But like the fact that it asks those questions and you ask the questions but it never gives you the answer is
Mhm.
very reflective of the way they approach this movie in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting scene and an interesting inclusion because it doesn't quite have anything to do with like the movie itself. And I even now I am kind of puzzled because part of me feels like I don't think Frances McDormand's character was ever in a position where she was going to cheat. But what was the purpose of that scene? I
Right.
enjoyed it and I enjoyed the character, and the acting was great. But it is one of those things where I'm like, why is that there? And it stuck with me.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So I think that that's a testament to like I don't quite get it as of right
I
now,
wonder if in a way it's
but it's
like she's
compelling.
she's looking at like what could have been,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she is in this moment she is very pregnant.
Hmm.
Hmm.
She's in a big sort of transition time, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's an interesting way. In kind of the same way though. So if you haven't seen Fargo, essentially what it is about is William H. Macy needs money. His wife comes from money, and so he sets up a kidnapping of his wife so that when they get the payoff from her dad, he can get some money. That's fundamentally what the story is about. It
Hmm.
goes hilariously wrong. It
Mhm.
just starts escalating. You got William H. Macy as just kind of this idiot in the middle who's just like nothing's going right for him, but at the same time he's also a bit of a dudder.
Yeah.
You've got these two guys who do the kidnapping, which is Steve Buscemi and Peter Stormare, again with their own interesting dynamic. And then you've just got Frances McDormand, who is the cop, who is just trying to put all this together.
Mhm.
Fundamentally, a very simple story.
It's a simple plan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
but it
Blood
goes,
simple, I would
you
say.
know, stop it. It goes, it goes sort of all over the place. I mean, like another element of the story that again sort of points to the way the Coens bring and approach it to that. It doesn't just go ABC. It doesn't go in a way that you expect it to go. You know, like honestly, at the beginning of the movie, when during the kidnapping, they play that they've killed the woman, like
Mhm.
that during the kidnapping. I'm like, oh no, and then a couple of scenes later, she's not. But then we kill her off camera.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the really like that, and that informs Stormare, like of his sort of like craziness and his
Yeah.
level of psychopath. That we come back, Buscemi looks over and we just see blood splatter and a body on the
Yeah.
floor. No reason as to why. And then like within 2 minutes after that, his character's gone. You know, it's just like they'll hard left, hard right, but instead of it feeling like, well, that doesn't make sense, or why would they do that? It's more like that seems much more realistic. You know, they don't
Mhm.
play it out like a movie; they just play it out.
It does feel very like much like the tone of the film. It just feels very cold, you know, like
Mhm.
it's I think they don't do anything without intention, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting choice too to have the movie play out where you see kind of the crime from inception to execution and then the fallout from it. Whereas I feel like if this was a more traditional detective story, it would start with Frances McDormand showing up at the crime scene
Yeah,
and she's trying to piece it together. But, instead it's like, no, we see the entire series of events play out.
Yeah.
It's also interesting that I'm now kind of putting it together that Cohen's really like to kill people off screen. Like that's a big thing
Yeah.
in No
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 Country.
Country.
Country. Yeah,
Mhm.
It's like, that's like a returning theme for them is they like that stuff to happen off screen. It's very
And
odd.
I like too that you get the backstory as to why William H. Macy is why he wants the money because he brings this deal to his father-in-law, and the father-in-law is like, yeah, we'll give you your finder's fee, and he's like that whole scene because
Hmm.
watching him basically lose his cool in the most Minnesota calm way
yeah,
Yes.
is such an interesting choice. Like he's always teetering on the edge of like absolutely breaking, and even when he does, it's still very sweet and nice.
Right. Yeah, it's always like in the gosh darn,
Yeah, yeah.
like kind of way.
yeah. Like. I mean, it's. I'm so like bonkers, like talking myself around in circles as much as like it's such a you want to just it's like they caught lightning in a bottle and like for
Hmm.
example I'm looking here like say William H Macy saying as much as it might seem I'm not doing any ad-libbing, this is how it was written.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Coen brothers, they crushed this script and like
Mhm.
everybody just sort of kind of got it.
Where is
That-
Pancake House? All right,
Yeah.
like that line. He's like, "Why would I say this?" And they're like, "No, no, read the fucking lines as written."
Hmm.
but it's
Yeah.
it's the bit like when Francis McDormand's coming in to sort of like question him, and you just see William H. Macy's trying to think on the spot, and he's got this kind of deer in headlights panic, and he's not really listening to her kind of thing,
Oh yeah.
and it's just, and
Well,
it's
even when he's on the phone and the guy wants like the VIN numbers for the cars, and he's like, "No, no, no, I'll fax them to you or I'll send them to you." Like
yeah,
that whole
that's
thing,
a
like
great
Yes.
scene. Send them
he's like
over, send them over
he's
right now.
he's
Okay,
such a comically bad criminal, which makes it so much funnier. Like he's really bad at this. Even when
It's-
he's like when he's warming up to do the phone call, like when he gets back to the house after the kidnapping and he's practicing doing the phone call to the father-in-law
yeah.
and he's just running through it. I'm like, because you don't even see him at first. Like it sounds like he's actually on the phone, but then the
Hmm.
camera pans and he's just standing in the kitchen like warming up to it. It's really fucking
But
good.
then you get the final joke. He's done it like 12, 13 times. He's got himself all like, and he's like, okay, I'm ready. Like, and it rings and he goes, oh, and he goes, oh, can I speak to Mr.
Yeah, it's the secretary. Yeah,
I mean, just little things like that.
yeah.
They
Very,
find
very
the
funny.
humor
Hmm.
in these moments. Like I said, the interplay between Buscemi and Stormare, they're so different. And
Yeah.
like, they because Steve Buscemi has one of the most interesting faces and set of teeth.
He's got resting Coen Brothers face.
And they said that character was written specifically for him.
Huh?
Like the same
Yeah.
thing with like
Oh
Peter
yeah.
Stormare, like with that the blonde hair, and you realize just
Yeah.
how big that guy is, and the fact that he just all he does is smoke. He has like 18 words. I think he says 18 words or something like that, like one full line in the whole movie. But he does so much with his just Like they're
They
just
are
really good.
so good at just casting faces.
Yeah,
Like in all their movies, like it's almost unnatural, like how good they are. Like now you see an actor you're like, oh, that actor would look great in a Coen Brothers movie. Like they're so good at nailing it.
Hmm.
I think you're crushing it on that one actually, because like you said, William H Macy just himself, he's just got such a face. He almost doesn't look real sometimes. William H Macy looks like a Pixar character sometimes to me. You
Mm.
Yes.
know, it's just got just the proportions. And the thing is, he can do so many cool things with if he
Yeah.
has a beard or a mustache or with his hair, they can just sort of accentuate certain
So
elements of
much
him.
so that like when you see him in like a non-Coen Brothers movie, it feels wrong. Like
Yeah.
I was just thinking about because I just watched the Lincoln Lawyer and I'd forgotten he was in that movie. He plays like McConaughey's like private investigator,
Oh
and I'm
yeah.
like, this just doesn't. I don't like this. This feels wrong to me. Like he's amazing,
Hmm.
but he's not amazing like he is in this movie.
I feel like John Turturro is kind of the same way. Where you
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
John Turturro outside of a Coen Brothers movie, you're just like, what are we?
Tone
What?
it down, Toots.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as much as it was like super cold watching this movie, actually, a lot of that snow was fake.
Yeah.
Like they were having the second warmest winter in 100 years, so they had to sort of bounce all over the place. They were shooting in Minnesota, North Dakota, Canada, and then, like I said, a lot of that snow is artificial, which is
Yeah.
a lot when you're like you've got Roger Deakins shooting because he just puts the camera. Like I said, there's so many shots where you've just got a car
Hmm.
driving straight into the nothingness or coming straight out of the nothingness at you. Or
Yeah.
that one particular shot where you've got William H. Macy walking to his car and you've got all of those sort of trees just so it looks, it's at times black and white.
It's
This
sparse.
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's crazy. And I'm like, the thing is, I'd forgotten this was a Deakins picture. So I'm watching it the whole
Yeah.
time going, whoa, interesting, whoa, interesting. And then at the end it goes, Roger Deakins. I go, fucking of course it was.
Yeah.
Of course it was Roger Deakins. You know, that
Oh,
guy.
he's so good.
But he's so good at painting with color that in this case, like I said, he's painting with black and white
Hmm.
in so many
Yeah.
cases. There's very little
It's
time.
so funny. Like, you know a Deakins movie when you see it, but he's so good at every single film that he's ever worked on has a very distinct and unique kind of feel to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, he informed. I mean, like, I love watching that guy talk. You know, like that's if I'm staying up late at night, I'm on YouTube and I'm watching videos. Like I said, texted you guys last night. Oh, James Cameron talking for an hour about all of his movies in detail. Click. You know, I
Yeah.
did
It's
the.
funny when you sent that, I like fallen asleep the other day with like my YouTube just running, and I woke up halfway through that, not even think like I just heard James Cameron talk, like telling stories I heard before, like about True Lies and stuff like that. But I thought I was in a fever dream when you text that. Like it just connected all the dots for me, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
But like you know, it's the same thing with Roger Deakins talking about his movies, and
Yeah,
it's like, and then it gets to the end, and half the time it's directed by Adam Lance Garcia, who's been on the
Yeah.
show. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He does. What a cool job to have is to go and talk to these guys
Yeah.
about their movies. But like, you know, in this one in particular, like you know, I remember Deakins talking about it after the fact. I was like, oh man, I've watched video about him talking about this movie, but it's just like it's hard to sort of not look at it. I mean, just like
another
go
another
for it.
thing too, like we talked about with like my cousin Vinny, this movie just has a timeless feel. Like it's not
Mhm.
set in any time. You
Yep.
know, it's
Mhm.
I was thinking about that on my rewatch. I'm like, fuck, this could be set now and it still works so well.
You
Hmm.
honestly could do it now because if you're that far out in the country, your phones wouldn't fucking work.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
There'd be
And
no
everyone
reception.
still looks and talks and feels like that. It's such an amazing testament to these guys as directors.
I think that's a cool approach as well, actually, like, you know, because the Minnesota of it is kind of what makes it
Yeah.
timeless in a way as well. Is like you
Hmm.
got to be a sort of, you know, I've got yeah, we had some people at RTM from Minnesota as well, but they just got this kind of like thing about them that one they are nice, but two they deal like they're pretty hardy people because
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
they're just like oh no, put some water out back and we'll go ice skating. You know what I mean? It's going to be real
Yeah.
cold out there, and they've
Hmm.
got this kind of like the funny cadence that they speak and the way that they speak and the aw shucks of it all is just
Mhm.
like so funny. And then you put
It's
so
the
much
Canada of America, we can say.
right,
Right.
but then like but you put all this sort of like this violence in the middle of it,
Yeah.
you know, and it's so interesting how it, like I'd love to know more
It's
of her
yeah,
the
I mean,
background of her character as a cop because she's just walking up on these murders and she's you know
Hmm.
she's there with her cup and she's like oh we got another
little
one
fella.
here and she's like but then she's spotting the footsteps, and she's from looking at the footsteps getting an idea of the size, and oh, we got two guys, and she puts the scene together in seconds. She goes, all
But
right, so I
the
Right.
break of her, like you think she's kneeling down to investigate a clue, but she just gets more like sick from being pregnant. Just
Yeah.
like,
I
I
think I'm
think
gonna
I'm gonna barf.
oh, it's
Great.
past there. And it's like the bit where her sort of like her partner's talking about like all they saw from the plate was DLR. So I'm
Yeah.
putting and she goes, well, I'm not sure I feel too great about that police work there, Steve, or whatever his name is. You know, it's
Yeah.
just it's crazy.
It's these different ideas that are in any other way would be like really rubbing up against one another.
Mhm.
But I think like the juxtaposition of these two ideals again, like this gritty crime thriller with this like folksy tone, somehow is like you said, lightning in a bottle. It's just this magical cocktail.
Well, let's talk about something actually that we've had in movies recently, actually on the show. We've been joking about it a lot, but the Fargo is one of the most famous ones to do it, is that when you are watching the movie, as weird as it is, and at times funny as it is, it always hits a bit because it opens with this is a true story
Mm.
and that we've changed the names out of respect for the dead. So like, remembering that is kind of, I think, half the reason that I actually turned it off the first time, that I was like, oh shit, this is a bit too violent for me, as in
Right.
I don't like the idea of these
Which,
people
as we
being
all
killed.
know, is stolen from Return of the Living Dead.
Right. Coen Brothers, huge
like,
Return to the Living
But
Dead
they
fan.
kept it up during the publicity tour. So the
Mm.
Coen brothers, they kept it up, like saying, no, this is based on a true story, to the point that police departments across Minnesota were getting tips about the crime.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
And
God.
Suzanne Summers was going to play Frances McDormand's character in the movie. I forgot we just watched Serial Mom, which did the exact same kind of thing. Now
Well,
it's
that's-
like,
And so did you've got like how other movie we had, was it Dewey Cox, but so many of these movies like claiming to be true and having this whole thing at the beginning, like, and like seeing this one, I was like, oh, we've done it again. I can't
you know,
believe
we talked when we were talking about like the Boondock Saints and Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, movies that were like so clearly inspired by these scripts from like the Pulp Fiction thing, right?
Mhm.
Whereas those were like so obviously, borrowing from that type of style. Whereas this still feels so wholly unique,
Mhm.
like
Right.
compared to those. Like I kept thinking of Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, mostly because it just had a similar feel. Like especially Steve Buscemi and Peter Stormare's characters, like they felt like they were kind of. Oh, I forgot Steve Buscemi's in Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. But yeah, just none of those hit as well as this one does. Like I'm gonna go back
Yeah.
and watch Fargo more than I would watch any of those other movies.
Yeah.
I was actually getting more, I wasn't really thinking of things to do in Denver or
Well, you
Boondock
haven't thought
Saints.
about that since we did.
No, you just reminded me that movie exists. And how dare you? No, I was getting more like Twin Peaks vibes, like not in terms of the creepiness, but definitely in terms of like the people and surrounding. I'm just like,
Yeah,
maybe there was just a thing in the 90s where like
let's make it a little weird. Let's,
a little weird, Midwest and a little weird,
Yeah.
The other show, Northern Exposure comes to mind. too.
yeah. We
You
used to
know.
be weird people.
Yeah. Now we're not allowed to be weird.
Now we're
And
not
look
allowed to
where
be
we're
weird.
at.
Yeah.
Hashtag woke. The theme song for the movie, okay, is actually an orchestration of a Norwegian folk song called The Lost Lamb, or Den Bokten Salen, which appropriately reflects the lonely winter small town snowy sort of like vibe. Like the Coen brothers described Minnesota, I think, as like they said Siberia with family restaurants. Which is like,
Wow,
you
that
get that vibe because it was
nails
like,
it.
name another
Yeah.
movie that felt this cold apart from Runaway Train.
The Thing.
Yes.
Oh, The Thing as well.
Ooh.
Right, but like Runaway
Another
Train.
Norwegian classic starring Patrick Swayze, as we all know. Yes.
Although there was like the bit that kind of got, I texted you guys, where we had some accidental symmetry between this and our other movie, is that when you get into the credits, it says man and field, body and field, and it's got the Prince symbol. And I'm like, no fucking way. Like, no way. There's no way this has happened. Fortunately, there wasn't. It was a storyboard artist, but for some reason they kind of went with the Prince thing as just kind of like a random sort of overlap.
But imagine like seeing that in the 90s, pre-internet,
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
pre-Twitter or everything, and seeing that, you're like, oh, like the speculation must have been outrageous.
Oh
He was
yeah.
out there in the frozen wastelands of Lake Minnetonka.
Nice. Yeah. But it got me wondering, I'm like, fuck, if only these two movies were
It took place
like,
the same. God.
it's a real RoboCop and Terminator situation.
But like,
It-
so when we get to sort of the towards the end of the movie, that it's just taken such a hard, again, it takes this hard left. Stormare's kind of like, taken out his buddy, and we get that
The wood chipper
and
scene.
we yes, the wood chipper, that we're living in this black and white movie almost. We're living in this harsh white environment, and
Oh
then you've
yeah.
just got that comedic amount of
Mhm.
blood, which is also dark as shit. You got the leg hanging out kind of
It
thing.
made me think of Tucker and Dale versus Evil, the only other
Yeah.
wood chipper
Yes.
scene that I think of. I'm like, I miss so much so that I misremembered this movie. I'm like, wait, does someone run after him and dive and then into the? Oh, that's the other movie. Okay, right. But it honestly would have fit perfectly in this movie.
But you've
Mhm.
got like that was a real sense of like very different approach to the similar vibe of the end of Silence of the Lambs, when you've got little Clarice into this
Mhm.
situation
Yeah.
with a formidable sort of like foe, where it was twisting, put the black on, like the darkness to it all. But in this case, you've got Frances sort of McDormand. We know she's a good cop, but she's also kind of like your mum,
But you
in
have
a way.
the
She's
added
got,
layer too that she's pregnant. So
that's what I was saying,
you
exactly.
as a viewer are just like, oh my God, like
So yeah, so you've got this tension as she's sort
yeah.
of walking up. The guy is just, like wood chipping a
Doesn't
body.
even hear her.
Exactly.
Right.
So you got the noise. She's got just a little pistol, and then yeah, you add on to the last part that she is like quite clearly very pregnant. That you're like, where are they going to take this?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Considering how many times we've had just random deaths or people get shot in the face, or this like the body count in this movie has just gotten higher and higher and higher, and it never is following convention. That you're just like, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like it's and they're not doing it by like building up the tension with like violins going or anything like that.
Mhm.
It's more just like, freeze.
It's how it's
Can't
shot.
hear her.
Yeah.
Like can't, and then he just sort of sees her, starts running, and even like the sound of the gun. When she does hit him in the leg, it's just, it's
Mhm.
just a pop. It's not overly done or anything like that. And then it's kind of the way that we just cut to him in the car, like she's got him in the back of the squad car, and that moment where she's like, what is this even for?
Yeah.
All these
And he
bodies.
goes, Pancake House.
Yeah.
Dodgeball.
Yeah.
But like, even the element of, any other movie would be then like someone trying to find that money. No,
Right.
it's just buried
Mhm.
and gone and irrelevant.
Damn.
It's gone. Like the father-in-law, he's dead.
Yeah.
And then like, we
He
get,
was a bit of a dick, though.
oh, sure.
Oh my
But
God, that
honestly,
guy.
I was
Yeah.
surprised. Like the fact that I almost like would have preferred a bit more of a dodgeball ending, because we do then just get that sort of final bit where we also show William H. Macy. We get the end of his story.
Yeah.
He's the one that started it off. That we finish off his story out of everybody's.
Hmm.
But it almost would have been like crazy of just, well, what happened to him as well? Like that was the one
Mhm.
thing I was like, wow, at least we got that ending. But outside of it, it's just like
He
we're
moves
all
to California to work for a porno production company, changes his name to Little Bill.
Perfect.
And then dot dot dot. Happily ever after.
So I was reading that Frances McDormand's her pregnancy pillow is actually filled with birdseed. So like to give it that sort of extra weight.
Mm.
And she goes, she didn't have to practice moving pregnant. She goes, it was just that heavy that you just moved, kind of like
Yeah,
that.
she does like lumber around. Yeah. It's
But there was,
very convincing.
Yeah.
though apparently she did leave it in her trailer one night, and the silicone breasts in the suit froze, and one of them exploded on set.
It's in the movie.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, shit.
But like, there's very little to say about this movie that hasn't already been said. But
Yeah, it's fascinating too. Like this movie is clearly borrowing from other movies before it, but now other things currently are borrowing from that too. It's such an interesting film in that sense that
Mhm.
it's pulling from what it influenced, but it's also influencing other things. Yeah.
I just think, I mean, you're right. I think that because so many people consider this, when you really get into the looking at the amount of people that have this on their top 10 movies of all time,
Yeah.
or their best screenplays ever made, or perfect movies, or movies I wish I could be in, or movies I wish I could make.
Or movies that stupid podcasts do. Sure.
that this one is like, this is a one that just turns up everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like a $7 million movie, made 60 mil, and it's like, you know, like made from the late 90s, and here we are in 2025, nearly 30 years later, you know,
Yeah.
still talking about, wow, that movie's amazing. And kind of
Yeah.
like Ryan said, the timelessness of it all, when you watch it and the way that it's shot, you know, by Deakins, is that it looked spanking new.
Yeah.
It looked
Yeah.
like it could have been made last year, and we're just
Definitely.
I watched the 4K transfer of it, and I was shocked by how smooth. Like it didn't do that thing where they did like the digital film grain removal. They just did a transfer from the negative, and it's stunning how gorgeous this film looks. Like it's insane. It literally does look like it was shot yesterday.
Mm.
Like it's crazy.
A testament to him as a DP, just
Mhm.
testament to Will as a giant nerd with all his 4Ks. I'm just jealous,
Yeah.
Will. I wish I'd been able to watch it. Though I do now want to move over and talk about the other movie.
I'm surprised we made it this long.
Yeah, a movie that should be watched in as few Ks as possible.
Well, it's just honestly, funny enough, there is a scene in the middle you may have noticed where the film degrades, and that's because basically they lost it and they had to use a work print. Which is why when you're watching that
shit.
scene, you're like, why is it dropping resolution from shot to shot? And
I didn't even wait. Which scene? I didn't even.
it's
notice
when they're inside the house talking to his dad. Kind of, there's a scene,
Oh, okay.
and it cuts, and suddenly it goes from like HD to sort of like 360, and then back to HD. It was so. Even the missus was like, "What's wrong with the movie?" I'm like, I was
Yeah.
looking it up.
What if they're like, no, this will be a dream sequence? We'll just shoot it.
But let's start. So going from the coldest movie ever made, set in Minnesota, to the hottest, horniest movie, where the level of sweat, the level of just pure sexuality oozing out of every pore. A movie that ends basically with Prince making his guitar jizz all over the crowd. Dodgeball ending. Let's talk about
A movie
oh
that's
my God.
arguably funnier than Dewey Cox, The Walk
Yes.
Hard.
Well, like I said, so let's talk about Purple Rain, the 1984 romantic rock musical drama film. Basically,
That's not Streets of Fire.
Prince's
Yeah.
Prince's 8 Mile with Streets of
Yes.
Fire added on top, and a movie that, like I said, we talked
is how you
about
do it.
Dewey Cox sort of ruining sort of the biopic. This movie is not affected by Dewey Cox in any way. This is the most gonzo.
This movie doubles down on Cox.
Like this is a movie I've always wanted to see. Now the thing about Prince is I was one of those people that kind of slept on Prince. I was very aware of him and sort of his songs, but it was only when Prince died that I started going down the rabbit hole of Prince and looking up some of these incredible performances and moments and songs. Like his Super Bowl performance is something I put on all the time. His
Where he summoned the rain. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
him playing the guitar at George Harrison's Rock and Roll
While
Hall
my
of Fame.
guitar gently weeps. Where
Oh my
the
God.
guitar is still no one knows where the
You know,
guitar
like,
is.
but it's like, you know, his sort of like legend only became real to me after his sort of death.
Yeah.
And every time I have seen the picture, the poster, the front cover of this movie, I've always just been like, what the fuck is this movie? And like, I've got a brother-in-law, Howard. He was just crazy for music during the 80s. He loved Queen and Prince and all this kind of stuff. It's where my wife sort of discovered it all, from him playing music in the house. And apparently he loves Purple Rain. And so when I said I was putting it on, Mrs. was like, do it. We're doing it. And man,
She's talking about watching the movie, or
yeah.
Okay,
No, she's like,
sorry.
no, we are having
Yeah.
sex while watching this movie. But
Hey,
this,
you text the group. You're like, "Hey, me and the wife are gonna watch Purple Rain again." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were trying to have another kid." Like, because that's what's gonna happen.
It's why the movie was made. That's how it's meant to be watched. So
Yeah.
But so this movie is loosely, I use the term loosely, based off Prince's life, and it kind of tells the story of the kid who is Prince, who's probably 19 in this movie, And Apollonia, who is absolute like, so she was herself kind of like getting into music at the time, but it talks about how the kid, as the front man of the revolution, trying to get sort of discovered in the rough streets of Minneapolis back in the day. But he is the guy just has so much charisma. It's ridiculous. So, am
And
I the
he,
only person that went in the first time watching? Have you guys seen this movie before?
I'd never seen it. Yeah,
So,
and
so
people are like clobber me for even saying that. But I was born in '83, so I didn't really grow up listening to Prince. But just like you, I had such a newfound appreciation for him as an unbelievably talented music. Like the dude played every fucking instrument. It's
mhm.
insane. But most people like our age only know it of the Chappelle Show sketch, unfortunately.
Yes,
Chappelle
honestly,
Show sketch or the Batman soundtrack is like really
Correct.
yeah,
was the
Which I
depth of
want
my
to which
knowledge
I want to
before.
talk about. Which I want to talk about.
yeah. That's actually well. That I was reading up about how many songs he actually wrote,
It's
like that
crazy.
entire album. But so yes, so this movie. Tell me your initial reaction to watching it, your reaction after finishing it. Like, where are you on this? Because I fucking love this movie.
I I did not know what to expect. I went into this movie with like a preconceived notion, but also not really knowing anything about it. Like
Hmm.
I didn't even know that the album and the film came out at like the same time. Like that was the kind of the whole thing, which was really never done before, right? Like, but I was not expecting this movie to be so unintentionally hilarious. And I don't know if like they thought it was going to be funny, but this movie is fucking funny. So much so that I think I made it like 20 minutes in. And I'm like, oh, we should all watch this together.
Yeah,
And
this
like,
has been one of those ones. I mean, honestly, watching it together and taking mushrooms, I think would have been maybe the
yeah,
ultimate way of doing it. But
Mhm.
Will, I'm interested in your like,
yeah.
Will, sometimes you've got a hot take, sometimes, you can be honest. You've got that.
Yeah,
Will's about to
it's
say this movie fucking sucks.
this will be a hot take. So just kind of back up a little bit. I've explored Prince's discography a little bit, mostly because I was intrigued because Kevin Smith tells a great story about semi-filming a documentary for Prince, like when one of his albums was coming out. If you've never seen it, it's like from his Evening with Kevin Smith DVD.
Mm.
And he talks about working with Prince. And so from that, I'm like, this seems like the weirdest guy who's ever lived. So I did around that time start to explore his discography. I will say he's incredibly talented, an amazing performer. I don't quite get it. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like his songs are all supposed to be 30 seconds long that go on for 2 hours, and it's like just the same thing for that entire time. Which I'm like, I'm a Tool fan, so I get it, but it's not quite my thing. So, but I can appreciate the talent behind it. This movie, however, I'm like, this is a fucking dog turd. Like this is a piece of shit movie. But I had a great time watching it because I'm like, I can't believe that they're filming every scene. They're like, we're fucking nailing it, man. And I'm like, you're face planting every single possible
Yeah.
way. I'm kind of loving it because you think you've just made
It
the
is a car crash of a movie.
it's it's we get to add it to the canon of movies that film on the road I take to go rent the movies to the video store. So I'm just once again I'm like, I'm on
Purple
that
Rain,
all the time.
Terminator 2,
Yeah.
Drive. Yeah. Was it the Sixth Street Bridge, right?
I'm just like, yep. I'm like, oh, that's where I went to go pick up this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they're filming.
Mate, if,
So,
if this movie is a car crash, it's a car crash of a bus full of drag queens crashing into a zoo,
yes.
which has a bunch of like birds flying in it, and maybe also that bus from the end of Dumb and Dumber that has all those sort of the bikini girls
Yeah.
in it.
And
Yes.
Like,
they are all fucking.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
By the
Like,
way, not a bad time watching this movie at all. As
Oh
much
no.
as I'm like, this movie sucks, I'm like, hey, watch it because you're gonna have a great time.
There are versions of this movie that are not good. Like movies like this that I've seen where I'm like, they're just straight up bad.
mm,
And but
The
this
what's the Vanilla
movie,
Ice movie? The Vanilla Ice movie is
Cool as
Cool
trying.
as
Ice.
Ice.
Yeah, that's trying to be this movie. I think that one's also
leave the
shot.
zero and get with the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Spielberg's cinematographer shot that movie. So
Get
it
out.
looks incredible, but
Wow.
is a dog shit movie in the complete opposite
The
way,
same
where
guy
you're
that
just
shot
like, no, no,
Schindler's
no.
List shot
Yeah.
Cool as
Cool as
Ice.
ice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy they got Liam Neeson to play Vanilla Ice. That's awesome. I was looking like because again like this movie too like outside of the one quality dip like this
Hmm.
movie looks fucking incredible.
It
Oh
does.
So much so
yeah.
that I looked up the DP. I forget his name. Ollie remind me, but he shot
Donald E. Thorin.
yeah he shot Michael Mann's Thief, and I'm like
Hmm.
watching this. I'm like wow, this looks like what Tim Burton's Gotham City looked like. So
Yes.
that's why I was curious. I'm like, is this a Batman movie?
Actually, guys, let's also bring up, not only did he do Thief, he did one of our favorite movies we've ever had on the show, Midnight Run. He also did
Mm.
Golden Child, Sense of a Woman, what Tango and Cash, who was the same director as this movie. Ace Ventura,
Mm.
When Nature Calls, First Wife Clubs, Mickey Blue Eyes, Shaft. He's done a bunch of stuff, this
Mhm.
guy. Wow. But yeah, the director Albert
Perfect run.
Magnoli,
No misses.
Alfred Magnoli, he yeah did Purple Rain, Tango and Cash, but he's uncredited. He did a lot of Prince music videos. He did the Bat
Right.
Dance music video. So
That makes sense.
Yeah,
and he
there we go.
did Nash Bridges season 2 episode 23.
Oh, that's the best one.
My dinner with Prince.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the only thing I've ever seen Prince in is I watched the
New
one
Girl.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've only ever seen one episode of The New Girl, and
I think
Prince
it's
is
his
in it.
last like on-screen
I
credit
think so,
too.
and
Yeah.
it was on a plane, and I watched it, and he was great,
It
and
was
he was
like he
so
did New
funny.
Girl and he just killed himself.
What, the thing is, I don't, like I said, I get what you're saying, Will, but also I fervently disagree with you. This movie
Mm,
is brilliant.
yeah.
It's unapologetic.
Isn't this on like AFI's top like 100 list of the most important movies
It
ever
got
made?
Yeah, it's been put in the Library of Congress kind of thing.
That's
But
it, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's insane except me. I understand. It's fine.
This is the movie they should have like launched into space to like connect with alien
yeah,
life forms.
Actually, yes, that is the reason this movie was
They're
made.
watching this, they're like, oh damn, they fucking down there.
yeah.
Oh shit. Okay,
They'll
okay.
keep us
This
safe.
movie would only make sense to aliens. They'd be like, "Oh, I get it. I understand the human race."
But
Sure.
to your point, like Prince does feel like one of the aliens on a screen in like the Men in Black movies, like where they
Yes.
would show all like he is just otherworldly, and like his
Yeah.
performance in
Ironically,
this, like I at first I was like I don't want to like sit through a full length fucking Prince and the Revolution concert during like these song breaks, but by the third one I'm like, yeah, I'm into this.
what I really like about is it's playing they're playing songs from the album that comes out at the
Mhm.
same time, right? And sort of like the undercurrent, like one of the sort of the subplots of the movie is that there's two girls that he mistreats, which is actually very real. He apparently mistreated the fuck out of them,
Mhm.
and then like once this was all done, fired them. But like he's not listening to them like their
Their
music,
demo,
which
yeah.
becomes Purple Rain. But every night they turn up at this sort of Minnesota like place where was it Morris Day? Is that
Morris
guy?
Day in the Time, yeah.
Which when he
From
turned
Jay
up,
and Silent Bob Strike
that's
Back.
what Zen
Yep.
said. Like, he turns up,
Yeah.
she goes, "It's the motherfucking time," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why am I the only one not getting this reference?" She goes, "From fucking Jay and Silent Bob, man." I'm like, "Okay, all right."
Jungle Love.
Yeah.
But like every night, so there's like three bands that play, and the Revolution gets up, and like again, it was really funny because Zen was like, "This is weird." I go, "What?" She goes, "What? They just turn up and they play one song and get off stage." And like, I love that. Like 30 seconds after she says that, the movie references it. Like, they
Mhm.
comes off the stage and the boss is like, "What's with this one song a night bullshit?"
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, okay,
It was
cool.
45 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly.
I do love the idea that like Prince and the Revolution perform, and what's amazing is like they're performing to the album, but they're like throwing on a real fucking show.
It's a
Like,
real
they
show.
are. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But they do this incredible. It was like "Let's Go Crazy," right? That song. And then
Yeah, there's "Let's Go
I think
Crazy,"
that's
"When Doves Cry," "Purple Rain."
Sure.
no, I'm saying like that was the first song, and it like he opens this
Yeah.
movie with that fucking banger,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and then Morris Day and the Time come out to perform their like arguably shittier song, but they are the big stars, and he's just the kid, and Morris Day wants the club manager to fire him and hire like a new thing. Like they fucking hated each other on this movie.
Yes, so Morris Day like says like sort of 18 words to Prince. Prince doesn't say a single fucking word to him. They were
Not even through puppet.
they were disagreeing.
God, we got to talk about the puppet when we get to that.
Oh my God, we have to talk about the
Jesus.
puppet. Where Zen was like,
Oh my
"Oh
God.
my God, is he a ventriloquist as well?" It's like the guy can do literally everything. But yeah. Well, the thing is, okay, this is what I found quite interesting about the movie is it didn't mythologize him. It didn't show him like, so let's say he plays the music, but it actually shows him to be a bit of an asshole. It has another subplot about generational abuse,
Trauma, yeah.
you know, because he got his dad abusing his mum, and then when he does get like in this relationship, he is physically abusive with her.
Yeah.
So it's like we've got that element. We've got the plot twist of his dad shooting himself in the fucking head. You know, it's good.
And living.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't even get that right. But like,
Sucks at everything.
Well, he is a fucking loser. No,
The
that's what I
wrong
mean.
dad lived?
No, when you see,
That's the shirt.
That's
That's
like
the
the
shirt.
only thing. The only thing this movie was missing was his brother getting macheted in half.
Yeah.
At the beginning of it.
But when you see the poster, you think it's gonna. I mean, like, okay, here you go. Perfect example is Moonwalker. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, I love Moonwalker. I think it's an absolute sort
Documentary,
of
yeah.
a dream. But it's like it sort of
James Bond movie?
mythologizes Michael Jackson to the point of even making him a superhero and all this kind of shit, right? This one, it's dirty. It's like I think like I said, it's getting elements of what it was actually like for Prince growing up, you know, while at the same time, you know, still, but you're adding in Prince and struggles in his family, but I don't think 19-year-old Prince was walking around like Will described him as Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Mixed with, while
Yeah.
writing.
Like it's crazy that the closest proximity to this, as I'm watching it, because we were again just coming fresh off of talking about music biopics, the closest proximity is probably 8 Mile, where it's
Yeah,
like
100%.
Eminem is playing a version of himself with themes loosely based on like his life,
Mhm.
where this kind of does the same thing, but this is way more fun.
Yeah.
Well, yes, yeah. I mean, again, that's what I'll keep coming back to is it's a fun watch. I don't think it's a good movie, but I will also, if a group of friends want to put it on while we're watching, yeah.
Oh, this is such a party watch. Like,
Yeah.
what did I say in the text thread? This movie is just 90 minutes of Brittany Murphy licking her palm. Like it's
Yes.
like
From 8 Mile.
Yeah.
I was talking about how horny this movie was, and you were like, yes,
Oh my God,
basically
yeah.
90 minutes of Brittany Murphy licking her palm before, yes, lubricating herself. But you're so correct, because like I've never seen anyone as horny or as like at all times ready to fuck as Prince in this
Mhm.
movie. The guy is like he's either just being like the way he just malevolently will appear in the back of a shot with his glasses on, the way he would just like puts his sunglasses-
he's behind me, isn't he? And then he just fucking disappears.
Yeah, he's like a horny Jason Voorhees, like how he
Yeah.
pops
Again,
in
like-
and out.
So I don't know if they were like setting out to make this as funny as it was.
That's the thing.
Like-
That's where a little bit of the whole like I think they were like,
It's
oh,
so
we're
unserious.
nailing this drama, and they're just
Right?
not the realization of
But,
like,
like
guys.
like everyone knows the you must purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka bit. But what I didn't know is after the fact when she gets out naked, he goes,
He
that's
fucks
not
up.
that's
Yeah.
not Lake Minnetonka. And then she
Yeah.
fucking leaves her there. I thought for sure. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna leave her cold and wet and we're gonna have a Fargo situation.
Yeah, he's just
God.
at all times he just, if he can be an asshole, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do appreciate that, like you said, Ollie, it's not making him look good. It's,
Yeah.
but also, given what I know about Prince and his personal life, even post this movie, I don't know if he learned any lessons. I kind of think I kind of think this movie is like, yeah, there's some dark sides to him, and that's cool. Because
Yeah.
I don't think he actually, I don't think the character really learns or grows, and I don't think Prince learned or grew from this.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how self-aware the movie is on that level.
I think it is. I think, like I said, I think Prince has a sort of like he has a sort of sense of humor. Like he does seem to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
He's clearly having fun, like doing this. He's and I think, I mean, like I said, the
He's
guy-
as eccentric as it gets. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
and like I said, he would like he has the vibe of like, no, I'll fuck if you have a pulse, I don't care if you're a guy or girl, trans, whatever, we're fucking. It's like, and it's he is hobbit sized,
Yeah.
wearing
He's
high
like
heels.
5'3".
He
Yeah.
looks like he weighs 90 pounds soaking wet, but he's got the presence of like a fucking 8 foot tall dude.
And
Like, the
it doesn't
guy-
help that he's riding like a very large
Very large
motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does not help. Yeah, he and they've added things to it, so he does look like
Yeah, like when you
the way a
look at
small child wearing his dad's suit, he kind of
Yeah.
looks like
Yes.
very David Byrne. But like it's so funny thinking like the poster is so iconic and it does like nothing for this movie. Like if you spoke a foreign language, whatever, you saw this poster, you would have no fucking clue what this movie's about.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Guy
I
rides-
don't really have a clue what it was.
Yeah, it's just a guy on a motorcycle. Okay, like cool.
But like the guy is, I mean, they said that, when Prince died, there's a vault, I mean, with thousands of songs that he's written. Like the guy was like a savant
Yeah,
for music. It's kind of like
unbelievable.
Ryan saying the guy plays everything.
Everything,
It's like
yeah.
Yeah.
one of my favorite quotes ever was like, is someone asked Eric Clapton what it's like to be the best guitarist in the world. He goes, I don't know, ask Prince. Like, the guy's amazing. And it's like during production, the director asked Prince to write one more song that touched on the themes of the film. He turned up the next day with When Doves Cry, fully produced. Just wrote it.
Wait, so you're saying his dad didn't write that? Oh, that
Man,
reveal of his
Hollywood
dad,
is
like
so fake.
he gets home and his like, because his dad is notoriously like hitting his mom. Like, well, just like, why did they get together? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
the next scene they're just like fucking,
Yeah.
like, and then the next scene like they're just mercurial up, down, left, right kind of like
It's
vibe.
crazy. But his dad like playing on the piano, and he goes, did you write that down? He's like, no, I got it all here, something like that. And then he comes to find all of his music later, so he's like, I'm gonna steal this shit.
He's not gonna remember. He got shot in the head.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
But it's like it then sort of like it builds to that point that when we finally get Purple Rain, it's a song that moves everybody in the entire place. That they're just like, nope. Because I kind of also
Dude,
like that they
if
call
this
out his music
was-
for not making sense.
It's yeah.
You know,
And
like,
if this was like a music parody, like you would get a montage of like stock prices rising and world peace handshakes and like
Yeah.
like literal doves and
So
all that
basically,
shit.
like the end of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. Yes, yes.
God
Yeah.
made rock and roll.
That's right.
You know,
Yep.
it's the song that saved the world.
From Kiss, yeah.
But at the same time, I don't care. I don't care.
No, well,
This,
not at
like,
all.
like I said, when it, like even like I remember like when we get sort of like the love scene. So they shot it like 3 different ways. This was the R-rated version. God bless it. When he's sort of like he's there with Apollonia, and like his
Just cuts
hands
to them in the
starts-
barn.
right, and his hands start wandering, and like Mrs. was just like,
Ugh.
oh my goodness, like she had such a like, oh my goodness,
It's a real pearl clutching situation.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't clutching
And
pearls.
yet when they were like actually making out, I'm like, they seem like they have weirdly no chemistry.
Would you say they were dating for like a year?
She
They-
was married during the
She
filming
was,
of this.
but they kept that secret.
But it was originally supposed to be Vanity from Barry Gordy's Last Dragon was originally
Hell
this
yeah.
movie. So I think that shot of them in the barn was actually him in Vanity. But she's like, this movie's too sexy for me. I got to go do Barry Gordy's Last Dragon.
And Action Jackson.
That's right.
An infinitely sexier movie, I would say.
But then that's when it switched to the Apollonia 6. It's interesting, but that it was so overtly sexy. And like I said, I'm not
Yeah.
kidding when I say the movie ends with basically like he's played the song and then he has this look on his face like, I know what I'm gonna do. And he gets up and he just starts stroking a guitar and it just starts shooting liquid all over the crowd. Cuts to him doing this. Freeze frame, credits. And I'm like,
Yeah. I do
just
like the again
I was like
this
the
movie
meme, you know.
It's so fucking funny. Like when she shows up at his house with the giant guitar shaped box, hands it to him, he goes, "What is it?"
God, I lost it. Just like, it's a bowling ball. What do you think?
keyboard, yeah.
Yeah, could
A
possibly be.
it would have been like a hockey stick. And it just
Yeah.
cuts to him ice skating. Like,
I also just like the idea of somebody getting handed a present and then being like, "What is it?" It's like, are you not familiar with
Yeah.
like
With how
the
presents
concept
work?
of gifts?
but again, like this is
Space alien,
Prince.
like,
I mean, he's has a rough, tumultuous childhood. Maybe he's never received a gift and doesn't know how they work.
Well, then he immediately
You don't know.
punches her 2 seconds later.
Yeah, well,
God,
it's
yeah.
not the color I wanted.
Just just insane. There's a lot of emotional like moments in
I
this where people turn on a dime, and I'm like, I don't understand what we're doing. Like, what's going on?
I
I
have to be
still
honest.
think my favorite part of this movie is Morris Day.
I just you took the
Like,
words out
Yeah.
of going. My favorite part of this movie
yeah,
is Morris Day, and then
Jay and Silent Bob were right.
dude, at all times he's just like he's being so weird and funny, and
He is a pimp named Slickback. Like it's a like I said, I kept waiting for Sheba Baby to show up and fucking interrogate him at a car wash. Like it is so fucking ridiculous, and it's
Yeah.
just him as himself.
yeah, Mrs. was like, dude, he's like the personification of just like a bag of cocaine. But when
Yeah.
you actually
Yes.
get into it, he has a substance abuse problem that he is high through most of the film,
Yeah, a
which is
problem for who? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
He had to be dragged out of his room to set half the time. But well, look, all I'm going to say is, not making light of substance abuse problems, it worked for the movie. It
Yeah.
did. He's
It's like I mean,
So
it's like
worth it.
You have like an interview with Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. Like maybe tone it down a little, Morris. Like
Yeah.
I
I mean,
I love this movie.
like the intro to him, like after he's talking to the manager, I think outside on the street, a woman walks up that's like, "Hey, fuck you, like Morris, what the hell happened?" And then it just cuts to her being thrown into a
A
dumpster.
dumpster. A dumpster.
And
Yeah.
honestly, like, fucking hilarious. It's like a cartoon, but
hmm
oof.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, Mrs. was like, well, was she just thrown
It was
into a
the
dumpster?
80s. But yeah, like he is fucking vibrating. Like when he sits down to have, he's at the club with Apollonia, and he orders the champagne, but he's just so fucking cheap. Like, it's just like,
Yeah. Get him the most expensive he can get, and then and he's like,
oh,
don't know.
what was the deal with his like sidekick? Was that the time? Like that little guy? Like
The guy that's always got
just
his,
That's and the time. Yeah.
he's got his
Who's like
mirror for him and stuff.
who may or may not be a little I don't know, like because when they walk by Prince's dressing room and the band is there and they're all talking shit, the guy comes back and says a very weird comment. Like he's just an interesting character.
He was a weird character for sure. I love that bit. Like, yeah, when Apollonia's there talking with Morris Day, and so Prince just, do you want him or do you want me? But
Yeah.
like, he does that performance while like half naked,
Humping everything.
glistening with sweat. Yeah, just angry fucking the stage, and I'm just like, but the guy's got the juice, man.
I just imagine you're like a couple of outer towners visiting this small Minnesota club.
Right.
Like, oh, you should go.
Oh, yeah,
like a
yeah.
Rhinestone situation where you're like, oh, you should. This is the club. You should go check it out. They do live music. Like, okay, you're going to sit down. You've got a glass of Riesling, maybe some French fries, and this is the show that's being put on for you. And then you fuck.
I just love that this show is going on every night. Like this is, or
Yeah.
like multiple times a week. I'm like, they're doing a different show, different choreography, a different song every night.
Well, they only
Look.
perform one song a night. So, I
Well,
mean,
look,
they
I will
gotta-
tell you this.
Yeah.
I remember Prince came. Done. End of sentence.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, yeah.
No,
Is there
Prince-
more of that?
And the-
Prince
End of
came to
story.
London. He came to London and he did something like over a month residency at Wembley Stadium, right? Which is like this massive stadium. They on the front page of like the Daily Mail, they gave out his albums, his CD for free. Just gave it to everybody. Like I said, he played every single night for over a month. They played a different set every night.
Yeah.
He just tonight we're doing these songs. Tonight we're doing he was that good that every night they would just make it up.
The exact opposite of like Guns N' Roses, where Axl Rose would just be like, "I'm done halfway through the song. Fuck you guys, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Like the man was like, there's just no denying the amount of talent he had,
Yeah.
and it's honestly a shame that he is gone. And
we've got a
all we have is that episode of New Girl.
We've got a vault full of entertainment, though. I mean, I learned about the vault of unreleased Prince material from that Kevin Smith thing. Like
Shit, yeah.
That documentary he filmed is complete and it's in there, and he has no idea when it's going to come out.
Here's the movie pitch. We do a break into Paisley Park type film where we have to get break in to release all of these unheard tracks
Mhm.
in order to save the president's daughter.
Good enough for me. I
So hang
mean,
on. This is
yeah.
so the Prince thing that I was telling you about. It was 21 nights at the O2 Arena,
Oh,
in 2007. All it was completely sold out for all 21 nights. They gave out his album for free. The concert was priced at $32.21, but £31 21 pence. So like that is cheap as shit.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically, but that was like
It's like
in
$45.
reference to his
Yeah.
album 3121, right? Um, Set list changed every night. Prince would use code words to direct his band to the next song, from a list of 200 songs that they'd rehearsed in advance. So you just like they would just do it on the fly, and then there would be this after party every night
Crazy.
that he might turn up to and perform that as well. But like he did it 21 nights, $22 million for that month.
I'm exhausted just thinking of that. Like,
I was gonna say, like, why do you think he died so early? Like,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, the guy was superhuman, in so many ways, and it's like watching it. I think Purple Rain is going to be a movie I go back to for just like, oh man, you guys want to watch some, like, because the music, because it is half of it is just watching Prince. It's
it
like,
really is like a music video, a series of music videos with a loose plot based around it.
yeah,
Yeah, that is the ultimately the draw of the movie. That's why I can't be too mad at, even though I'm like not the biggest fan of it.
I get,
I can't be mad at it because I'm like, no, this is exactly like what it
if
is.
it
Like,
weren't like for this podcast, I just never would have watched this movie. I would have like had the
100%.
idea of it in my mind,
It
but
would have sat on my Netflix queue.
I never would have gone out of my way unless like you had a group setting where you had a bunch of people over. You're like, oh, tonight's Purple Rain night. Like we're putting on Purple Rain. Get the Diddy oil, whatever you got to do. Like, however your parties go. I don't know what your life is about, but like this is such a great like fucking rent out a theater. Like this would be a great theater experience too.
oh
Big
man,
time.
you'd have to disinfect that theater like
Yeah.
crazy.
This
I'm here to
should
wipe
be-
the loads down. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
This should be one of those. This should be one of those movies like that is playing like midnight somewhere.
Yeah.
This is
It's
a perfect midnight
oh
movie.
yeah. It's a
Like,
crime this isn't a Christmas movie because then you could just watch it every year.
oh my God.
Oh, man, Christmas will
Oh,
come more
yeah,
than
yeah.
once.
The
No, I
prince
will
that was
say.
promised.
So we were talking. I know you guys were saying is that there were scenes where it's the Sixth Street Bridge. When they were there, the Apollonia is staying on Main Street in downtown LA, but photography was 42 days of it was done in Minneapolis. Including like the place where they're playing, the First Avenue nightclub, things like that. They paid $100,000 for usage and closed it down for 25 days. So it's like they are doing a lot of things
Oh yeah.
that are very Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's like he is from there. He's like they're like one of their most famous sons. So like to get into like what we talk about, it's a really, really tricky one here this week because Grumpy Old Men, like we really got into sort of like the fact that it was very Minnesota as far as like the weather of it all, the cold of it all was very much a plot point. The ice fishing, all this.
I just
kind of stuff.
associate like when I think being on the East Coast, I just associate Minnesota with winter weather. So seeing, Purple Rain set in like the summertime I had this like cognitive dissonance. I was like, this doesn't make any sense compared to like Fargo.
Yeah.
Now, if Prince did the soundtrack to Grumpy Old Men,
Oh my God.
So
horny
this
old
is
man.
the way that I'm looking at it is we've got corny old men, son of a bitch. That we've got like say grumpy old men. Like it really has sort of like this vibe, right? Now Fargo, while claiming to be a true story, is kind of it's grounded and out there at the same time, but it brings that element of the Minnesota nice to it. The fact that everyone's going and because if you remember, like in Grumpy Old Men, there was no. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's all just
Fargo
straight
feels like
accent.
even though that they're not, like everyone feels like they're from Minnesota.
Like so one of the hookers apparently was the sort of the dialect coach essentially for Frances McDormand. She's the one that was teaching her the Minnesota nice. And then we have Purple Rain, where absolutely no one's got like, well, it's set in Minneapolis, but it's set in the underground, like
Yeah.
music scene. So it's this whole other side of Minnesota, but it is being shot in Minneapolis. It's with one of their most famous sons. So for me,
It's
I don't even know where to begin. They're all pretty
it
strong
almost
contenders.
doesn't seem fair to pick Purple Rain because Prince is so intrinsically tied to Minnesota that I think it would just win every single time, which I'm fine with. But I'm like, it kind of puts like an asterisk on that state, for this movie.
What do you think, Will?
Yeah, I don't, this might not be shocking for me. I'm tossing Purple Rain out for Minnesota. I get it. He's,
You no longer can purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. You can go
you know
fuck
what?
yourself.
I think I'll be fine.
Wow.
I just don't. I don't see Minnesota in that movie really at all. Like I get it to some extent, but I'm like,
It's a fair point. I
I
see
just
what
don't
you
think
mean.
it's representative of, reality, let alone
Well,
Minnesota.
counterpoint. It was
Uh-huh.
really shot in Minnesota,
Yeah.
in Minneapolis,
Yeah.
and Prince really did come from there, and he really is that horny.
Yeah, but I don't know. If we're going by horniness,
We're
you're
going
gonna.
on feel. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you can't really. He's also got to compete with Grumpy Old Men, which is an
That
insanely
was a
horny
pretty
movie.
horny movie,
yeah,
actually.
well,
So
that is
I
true.
don't know if he wins on that. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm still falling on overall. It's Grumpy Old Men is
Mm,
like the most still like Minnesota because Fargo. While there's a lot of things that ground it, it's also a pretty out there like noir detective story. And Grumpy Old Men feels like no, that is all very much Minnesota
which,
and real.
yeah.
And I don't
I
know.
think Grumpy Old Men 2 is the only one that felt like it
No, it's
loves
Grumpier
Grumpy
Old
Old
Minnesota.
Men.
Men, the first one. Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
Grumpy
what
Old
I
Men
said.
2 is Grumpier Old Men, yeah.
I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
Grumpy Old Men.
No, no, you said Grumpy Old Men 2. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
T-O-O.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Grumpy Old Men.
All
All,
I'd ever make it
Will and
sing.
I got
also,
it.
I was
Go,
pretending to
Ryan.
be. I
The
was pretending to
sequel
be
is
frozen to
Grumpier
cut
Old
this
Men.
out. Yeah. There's a 2. Look who's grumpy now. No,
Oh man, they missed
I
out on it.
think that Grumpy Old Men is also more in love with the state of Minnesota,
Mhm.
whereas like Fargo maybe doesn't feel that same way.
It just feels like it's set there mostly. It
But
doesn't feel like it's
I also
yeah.
think that Purple Rain is just something the McDonald's mascot Grimace yells right before he finishes.
Oh my God. So many horrifying things in that image. Not the least of which is Grimace yelling. Oh my God. It sort of
So
shivered down my
I'll leave you
spine.
with that one.
Of all the things I thought you were going to say, that was definitely bottom of the list.
Never mind. That's the t-shirt, is the
That's
Grimace finishing.
that's the time code for
It's
the
just Grimace on
promo.
a motorcycle with Purple Rain.
Okay, well, you say it now, Mr. Graphic Designer. You have to make
Ah,
that fucking thing
Yeah.
happen.
I
'Cause
gotta figure out how to make money off of this.
so that idea is incredible, and I want that poster on my wall immediately. You've got about 20 hours to figure that out, man, because
Oh my God.
Make it
seeing
happen.
you tomorrow. Oh my God. You've ruined my life now, Ryan, with just
So
that
anyway,
visual.
Purple Rain. I feel
Sure.
like, for me, it's gonna be Purple Rain, but I also feel like it shouldn't be because I feel like it's just gonna make it harder to top. But
I just don't think it's very representative of Minnesota as a whole. It's a representative of Prince. It's not really
it's representative of a whole
of
Minnesota.
Prince's whole.
You gotta
Fingerprints.
fill your
The Animaniacs, guys.
you gotta
Fingerprints.
fill your Prince hole. Yeah, dude, that is great.
But I mean, look, I will say, like, both Purple Rain and Fargo also went on to win Oscars.
Mhm.
Both Oscar
And when have
winners.
the Oscars ever been wrong?
Crash, greatest movie ever.
Still mad. I will
the
never
James-
not be mad about
The
that.
James Spader movie?
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh no.
The Horty Car movie.
Uh,
Um,
see, I'm like So wait, we've got Will's gone for Grumpy Old Men. Ryan's landed with
I think
Purple
Fargo.
Rain.
Oh, wait, not Purple Rain, sorry.
But I was sort of like the Fargo of it all. We're at an impasse. This is interesting.
Too bad Minnesotans don't exist. Otherwise, we could ask them.
My gut though, like when I think of Minnesota, when it comes to movies, my mind immediately goes to Fargo.
See, this is what I was about to say, is that everyone's mind.
Yeah.
See, when you say
We didn't
you're
even
talking
think of
about the
Purple,
pod,
like we didn't think of Purple Rain until the end of our last episode, and we pivoted to pick it.
right? Because
Yeah.
Something
that's
else
right.
in.
Because one of you drops it, and I go, no. I changed my mind. I was like, we are doing Purple Rain. You're
Right.
Mhm.
okay. That's a really good point, Ryan. That really backs up what Will's saying. So okay, Purple Rain off the table, but I'm annoyed. But like
I'm still gonna watch it later.
yeah, but the other side of it though is that when like anytime I've put up a video talking about this podcast and talking about states and what movies would you do, Fargo is one of the most
Yeah.
common
Yeah.
answers
We
from
might.
people.
I would be willing to concede to Fargo because I'm like, it might be crazy just not to pick it. Like that's just because that is what everyone thinks of.
Yeah.
You know,
Though I
it's
do I was like fuck everybody else. But at the same but
You
at
hear
the
that,
same
listeners?
yes.
we're back to
I like
Purple
where
Rain.
we're going.
So Predator 2.
Oh no, people are leaving.
You know, I do think it has to go to Fargo. Like it's
In a head-to-head, yeah, it's
Mhm.
especially with Grumpy Old Men. I mean, like, what I do like is the fact that we were a three-way split. That in each case,
yeah.
they all have a really good claim. I think what's really pushing Fargo over the edge is it is to many people Minnesota. It is what they think. It's the way they see it, real or not. It is like how even people from other countries go, "Oh yeah, that place from Fargo." You know, I think in this case, I think we've got to give it to them.
Yeah, and like as an outsider, just from overall vibe, this one felt the most Minnesota to me. And it's not fair because, I watched this so much more recently than Grumpy Old Men, which I did love. But like I honestly didn't even think of that. Sure, outside of like a bit of ice fishing
Yeah.
and maybe a bit of hockey, like how much of it really is that? Like, what's the
Well, like I said,
why?
there's the Minnesota nice of it all
Yeah.
isn't really there. The accents aren't really there.
Though the idea of hearing Walter Matthau do a Minnesota accent is appealing to me.
Yes.
So okay, I'm willing to do it. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say I think it's crazy if we don't. So we're gonna do it.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain is by far wins the horniest movie we've had on the show.
Yeah.
But I'm
Oh,
gonna
by
go
far.
the official movie to represent Minnesota for now, at least until we come back around, is gonna be Fargo for now.
Until we do Under the Cherry Moon.
Right.
Oh God.
But-
Oh dear.
But we're going out on saying it like this is a sort of like it was a three-way.
It's not a clean-cut winner.
It's
No.
not. It's not. It's not. Even though it's so obvious, it's also not a clean-cut
This is a
winner.
tough one. I didn't think Minnesota would be a trickier one for us to, pick a winner for.
Well, that being said, okay, we're doing it. So the official one is Fargo. But the reason I'm sort of like saying for now is that there are still a lot of movies from Minnesota that could come in and knock it off. For example, Drop Dead Gorgeous. Drop Dead Gorgeous, a mockumentary beauty. It's very Minnesota. It's filled with the Minnesota accents and stuff like that. It's a very dark comedy. It's one of my wife's favorite movies. There's Jennifer's Body was one we were gonna
Yeah.
touch on.
Yeah, that will have to
We
be
got
next time.
distracted by Purple Rain.
It was such a last-minute thing that I
It was-
don't
it
know
was
what
just-
made me think of Purple Rain, but
um,
It was the horniness that you felt it from
Exactly.
within.
how could you not?
Yeah.
There's Drop Dead Fred. There's the Mighty Ducks. We did a
Dropped
sim-
it.
A lot of things are dropping dead. Yeah.
North Country, more
Juno.
apparently. Feeling Minnesota. There's a lot of movies, but I think like Drop Dead Gorgeous. And there's also A Serious Man, another Coen brothers. So
that one we might have to do too, because I've heard nothing but good things about that.
Yeah.
So I think Fargo might have it. All right, controversially, it has it. But I think when we come back around next time, I think that it's going to be in trouble.
I think if you polled like 100 people from Minnesota, half would say Fargo and half would say Purple Rain. I don't think a ton of people would list Grumpy Old Men as their like Minnesota movie. I could be wrong.
And when have people ever been wrong? Name one time.
I would say that Grumpy Old Men would definitely be a generational thing. If you get boomers, they'll say Grumpy Old Men. If you get Gen X, they're going to say Fargo. And then if you get certain Gen X, the horny Gen X is 100%
Jennifer's Body.
If you get the sex criminals, they'll say Purple Rain.
We don't say criminals, we just say pests.
Oh, right. I forgot, because they're in charge of the government now. So we can't call them criminals.
So where are we going next time, guys? So we're going to take
land
some
of maple syrup.
Canada? Oh, Vermont. That's right.
The land of the teddy bear companies, Vermont.
Where last time around we crowned Super Troopers. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Again, we've never been wrong. Let's just
the
clear that
bonkers
up.
comedy.
Yep. We are the
bonkers
best at this.
stoner comedy that took out. Did that take out the Robin Williams movie? The
Dead Poets Society?
Dead Poets Society?
Dead Poets Society.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But okay, Super Troopers was our champion next time. Vermont. Though I will say that we are heading into Thanksgiving. This is the Monday that we drop. Thanksgiving's coming up on Thursday. We're going to take the week off. We're going to have a one from the archive coming up next Monday. But when we come back the week after, we'll be heading to the state of Vermont. And guys, I'm almost disappointed in us because I've just remembered one of the movies that we've chosen. Which movie have we chosen to take on Super Troopers?
I mean, obviously, we got to do Super Troopers 2. The legacy sequel we all wanted.
The crowd-funded sequel, though I have, as like I said, heard that they are making Super Troopers 3. Brian Cox is coming back to play Hannibal Lecter once again.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, they did bring him back to play a different role.
That would be great.
It was Hannibal Lecter. That would be fantastic.
So we've got Super Troopers 2, and then, oh, wait a minute. That's right. We've gone almost Prestige.
Prestige?
Yes. Ryan, what's the other one we've got?
We're just going to watch Super Troopers again. No, we picked from 1957, the black comedy from Alfred Hitchcock, The Trouble with Harry.
You mean 1955, but sure. Yes, The Trouble with Harry.
Yes.
I'm on Just Watch, the non-sponsor sponsor who will one day be a sponsor. But Alfred Hitchcock's The Trouble with Harry. Never heard of it. Never seen it. It's available for free on Crunchyroll. Otherwise, it is available to rent.
So it's an anime.
I was going to say, that cannot be true.
The only Alfred Hitchcock
you're not
anime
right.
ever made.
You are not wrong. It says, watch similar movies on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Really? Okay. But it is available for rent on Apple TV, on Amazon, everywhere else. Super Troopers, same deal. It's available for rent. It's not streaming anywhere at the moment, but yeah, we're putting Alfred Hitchcock
When has that stopped us?
up against Jay Chandrasekhar to see who's going to be the one that defines Vermont the most. Alfred
And whoever loses will be kicked out of Hollywood history forever.
So yes, next time around, guys, we're going to be heading to Vermont. It's going to be an interesting one by the sounds of it. From this week, like we said, though, there really wasn't a wrong answer. You've got to watch Fargo if you've never seen it. It really is one of those movies that stands out. And if you want to have a ridiculous, horny, entertaining, and strange time, Purple Rain is the movie for you guys. That was a great week. Thank you so much for your bonkers choices. It's always great to talk about movies with you. If you want to get more of what we are doing, you can find Will as entitled Willennial on Instagram and TikTok. Like I said, he's always talking about movies, as well as anime and all sorts of other stuff. He's always got a fascinating take, especially when it comes to Star Trek.
Everything but Prince.
Everything but Prince.
Anything but Prince. You can find me as That Englishman in Texas pretty much everywhere, or Ollie Pettigrew on Facebook, where most of the time I'll be talking about Texas, traveling around Texas and telling interesting stories, but I also like to talk movies as well every now and again. You can find Ryan as Rhino Digital if you want to buy his Purple Rain poster of Grimace riding a purple motorbike while maybe achieving orgasm.
I do have to make that, huh?
I
That
foresee
has
no
to
legal
exist.
issues.
That has to exist.
No problems whatsoever. Rhino Digital, RYNO
Yep.
Digital. If you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't, do us a favor and subscribe. Drop in the comments and tell us where we went wrong with this particular episode. Did you maybe log off as soon as Ryan mentioned Grimace's grimace face while screaming?
I saved it to the end.
They logged off because they're searching for it right now. They're trying to buy it.
Hey, it's probably on Reddit. You know, Rule 42 or wherever it's
Where do
called.
you think the Grimace shake came from?
Ronald
I mean,
N
come
is calling me?
You can also find us on Facebook at the United States of Movie and Instagram now as well. But outside of that, if you are a movie fan, tell another movie fan in your life about us. Come along on the journey because we do discover movies we never would have touched. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, we're happy we did it.
It's always fun when those movies touch us.
Like Lake Minnetonka. From
Yes.
Ryan, from Will, from me, have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you after the holidays. Thanks for watching, everybody.